By the way, Lily, whatever happened to you bringing me a grandchild? I'm getting pretty old over here, so I'd like to see my grandchild's face pretty soon. You're going on about that again? You and I have already talked about how we aren't thinking about a kid yet, right? We're moving at our own pace over here, and we don't want to be rushed. So please, just stop bringing things up about babies for the time being. The fact that you're saying things like that must mean you can't even bear a child then, right? Huh? What is that supposed to mean, Jennifer? You've been acting very strangely. You have all this time on your hands being a housewife right now, and yet you still won't get pregnant with my son's child. That's strange. You have to be hiding something from us, right? I'm sure I've said this plenty of times now. I am not a housewife right now. I am working from home, as a matter of fact. I'm sure something like that is incomprehensible to someone of your age, but couldn't you at least try to understand me? Ugh, that lie again. It's always so easy to tell when you're going to pull out that lie on me. You really need to try better at hiding things that you don't want others to know about. Maybe take some classes from a pro on how to lie. What? I'm not lying right now, though. Tell me, what makes you think that I'm lying to you? What you're trying to say to me is that you work remotely from home, right? To be someone who can work from home for a company all the time, you'd have to be pretty dang amazing, right? You can't possibly be that smart of a woman to do something like that, right? You didn't even go to college, making you a pretty dumb woman. Ugh, that's right. I never went to college, automatically making me a really stupid woman. Ha ha ha. No matter what evidence there is that shows otherwise, you're always going to say that about me. Well, that's fine with me then. Oh, are you getting a little upset now? There really is nothing cute about you. You can't make any kids and can't work a proper job. You're so ugly that you can't possibly see yourself being unfit for my son. Yet for some reason you keep trying to be his wife. How about you get on with that divorce already, please? It would save everyone else around you a whole lot of pain and time. I've told you that we both do not want kids yet. How many times must I say that for you to get a hint? By the way, here's something a little more urgent that I need to tell you about. Would you stop coming into our house all the time and taking things from the kitchen? I'm just coming over to make sure that the food you're cooking isn't gross and inedible. If you were to be feeding my son bad cooking, I wouldn't allow you to continue getting away with it. It seems that so far you've been making decent food for him, so that's good. But today that stir-fry you made was a little light on the seasoning, right? That's the amount of seasoning that your son happens to like on his stir-fry. I always make sure to check with what he likes before I cook, so stop worrying about what I'm doing for him. Also, when you came in to check on that stir-fry, you went and ate most of it, leaving barely any for your son to have a dinner. He was pretty upset by that, you know? Well, that's your fault for not making enough of that stir-fry for me to enjoy as well, right? If you're going to make food like that for dinner hours prior, then you need to make enough for everyone. How come you aren't already aware of things like that? Because we never asked for you to come over to our house. The only reason I made that food up around lunch is because I was going to be out late that evening and wasn't going to have time to cook with Brent home. But then you came in before he came home and ate most of the food, which neither of us expected to happen. If you had told me before that you'd be coming and wanting food, then I would have made you something to eat as well. I make decisions like coming over to your house or not on the fly. It's a real pain in my butt to always have to tell you when I plan to be over at your place or not. That's why I just show up when I want to, like yesterday. And what's so wrong about that? I ended up making him some food in your place in the end. The thing is, with you acting like that, you're bothering the both of us. I make a schedule for the week of what I plan to make and buy groceries based on that. You coming in and making food like that with those ingredients ends up ruining my plans. And I have to go back to the store to buy more things. If you're getting all bothered by that, then you must be a really picky woman. I guess you really aren't fit for my son, like I was saying. How about you leave him now? There's no way I can live with my son being married to a woman who's always so upset about the smallest little things. If you want to stay with him, then why not try to deal with things a bit more? The fact that you keep acting so wildly makes it very difficult for Brent and I to focus on our lives. At the very least, let me know that you want to come over before you start coming. Although by that point, there wouldn't really be any reason to telling me now, would there? Being married to Brent also means that you have to deal with me. If you don't like this, then you are more than free to leave him whenever you please. I will not care. Why do you have so much confidence in yourself like that? If you keep things up, you're going to really piss off your son, and then things will not be easy for you anymore. I think it's time you started to realize some things. I am able to do whatever I want to you, when I want to. I can make you leave my son at any moment, and until you understand that, I'm going to keep doing things that set you off. I already hate the fact that a useless woman like you is the wife of my Brent, making it almost impossible for him to ever live a happy life. From what it sounds like, you're trying to cause drama in our relationship then. If that's the case, then I've had enough. There's no point in wasting any more of my time with you, so let's call it here. I have some things to tend to now, so I'll be going.
I'm sorry that my mom has been causing more problems for us. But you were at least able to deal with her without there being too many emotions, right? And were you able to make it where you needed to go?
Yeah, I'm fine. And I just arrived and got done checking on a few things. I've been pretty busy here, actually, so I'm sorry for not texting you sooner. How was work today?
I was able to say everything I needed to. And because of that, I'll be able to move on to the next couple of steps. But I have to ask you, are you really okay with all of this? As a man who would like to be like a boy sometimes, I'm a bit upset with how things have had to end up. I would love to do so many more direct things, but that would be immature of me, I'm sure.
What are you talking about? There's nothing about what you're wanting to do that's childish or rash. I know that you're putting in a lot of effort to help me out here, and that's all I care about. Although I hope you're aware that from here on out, you have to do more than just the bare minimum. Make sure you understand all of what I mean by that, all right?
I understand. No need to worry about that. From here on out, I'll make sure to do everything in my power to support you and what you do. And that's why this time, I'm going to give it my all to prove that to you. But, I really am thankful for this, Lily. Actually, for everything.
Don't worry about it. Also, I'd really been wanting for something like this to happen. I want to take care of all the problems you've been having along with my own. And actually, speaking of problems, there was some more things coming out of your mom's mouth today.
What? More? Was she going on about this yesterday as well? I'm sure she said all kind of stupid things this time, right? I'm so sorry about her.
Yeah, she was talking about what happened yesterday, but you don't have to be sorry for it. It was the same old from her, so I wasn't actually that surprised or hurt by any of it. But that was the last straw for me.
Yeah, I know. So far, it doesn't seem my mom has changed her stance on things whatsoever. I think that if we were to do nothing about her, then things would really get out of hand between us.
That's right. So let's make sure we get away from her as soon as possible. And if the small chance of her finding out about our plan does happen, at least we know there's literally nothing she can do to stop it. I think we should just let her keep having fun sifting through the kitchen and fridge while living in her fairy tale world where she thinks everything she's doing is all right.
Yeah, that's right. I really hope this whole plan goes off without any issues.
Don't worry, it will. I'm sure of it. Also, this will mean that for you and I, we'll finally have our dream come true, right? We should be getting excited about all of this.
Ah, that's a good point. But just know that there are a few things that I might want to say to her. I'm no longer her puppet anymore, so... And well, I want her to know that very well.
I can understand wanting that. And you have put in a lot of effort to get to where you are now. Even if most of that effort had to be used moving in a way your mom hoped for.
But thankfully you came along and made sure to tell me that it was okay not to do as she said. I am so thankful that you saved me from her.
You don't have to thank me for that, though. It was pretty obvious what was happening to you wasn't okay. Your mannerisms and such all told me signs that were as clear as day. Luckily, you really did listen to me and went to go see that therapist. Your mom really poisoned your mind.
She sure did. The scary thing is, I wouldn't have never been able to notice anything wrong with me on my own. To think that all those things she was doing to me weren't normal. That's beyond crazy to me, even to this day, Lily. But that did all lead to things like my anxiety being through the roof at times, and me passing out when I became overstressed.
Thank goodness I was there with you when you passed out. If something worse than that had happened to you, I don't know how I could have managed. I might have lived with so much hate for your mom that I would have never been able to free myself from it.
I always thought what she was telling me was right, and never noticed that what she was turning me into was the same monster that she is. I'm sure back then I was a huge pain for you to deal with, right?
Don't worry about that anymore. I'm over it all now, and we're almost to the finish line. And after we've crossed said finish line, you and I will finally be able to make the family we've always been wanting. I've heard all about what's happening. You both went and bought yourselves a brand new house, right? Well. I never thought you guys would do such a thing for me. How wonderful. Huh? You're right about how Brent and I bought a brand new house. But how does that have anything to do with you, Jennifer? Because I'm going to be moving in with the both of you, right? I've always wanted to live in such a large house like that one. So when I heard that my dream would finally be coming true, I knew things would be perfect for me. It would be even more perfect, though, if it was just my son and I living there. Hold on. What are you going on about right now? Did you think that you could hide buying that new house from your mother-in-law or something? Oh, I know all about this kind of stuff because of Brent. I'm going to live in that house with the both of you. It's already been decided, and there's nothing you can do to change it. I know that you hear about this sort of stuff from him, but you're not going to be moving in with the both of us, all right? And since when have any of your opinions ever mattered to me? I'm saying that I'm going to be living there with you both, so that's what will happen. That's what I thought you'd say. Well, if you can make it to the new house, then I guess you can live with us. I'd like to see you try, actually. So, you're letting this happen now? Hearing you actually agree with what's happening is a little bit disturbing, to tell you the truth. Well, it's not like anyone was going to listen to you anyway, so it's only natural that you learn to obey what I say. That's right. I'm glad we've both come to an understanding here, especially myself. Therefore, I'll no longer need to keep resisting you. So please come on over and move in with us. I heard from Brent already about when you're both planning on moving in. I hope you're both looking forward to seeing me again. We do indeed look forward to seeing you. By the way, I forgot to ask where your new house is. Could you please give me the address? I think I'm in the right area right now. I was thinking that by the time I got into this neighborhood, I'd see all kinds of large houses, but that doesn't seem to be the case at all. I think this house I'm in front of now is yours. Is the front door and everything open right now? What are you doing, Jennifer? We aren't going back to that area. Huh? What are you talking about? The house you both bought should be in this neighborhood, right? Who told you that was ever the case? That neighborhood? Are you talking about the neighborhood that Brent and I had been living in before? We didn't buy any house in that area. Huh? Then where the hell is the house you both bought? Tell me your new address right now. No thank you. I'm not in the mood to tell you where we're at. And even if I was, it wouldn't help you any. We're both overseas now, so what would you be able to do? What? What do you mean by that? We bought a new house overseas. Do you have a passport at all, Jennifer? I know you were saying before that you'd never been out of the US, but I thought I should ask. If you don't have a passport, you might need one before even attempting to look for us. Excuse me? So you bought a house outside the US? Why would you do that? You want to know why? Because both Brent and I wanted to get as far away from you as we could. Huh? Are you both trying to run away from me? Well, to be honest, that's right. We're both fed up with having our lives getting all messy because of you. So we thought that the best option was to put some distance between us and you. And that's why we're both overseas now. Are you frickin' kidding me? You know that I can't allow the two of you to do this to me, right? What? So what are you going to be able to do about this then? There is literally nothing you can do to us anymore. You both get a divorce right now. I am not going to let you get away with kidnapping my son from me. I will not allow this. You come back here right now and plead for my forgiveness. You really think that by throwing a fit like a child right now is going to get me to agree with you and come back? I'm sorry, but neither of us are coming back. Brent has had his eyes open to the kind of monster you are and agrees with me that he cannot go back to you. He's not going to do as you say anymore, so you better get used to that. Lily, have you gone and brainwashed my son? How dare you brainwash your own husband like that into hating his mother? You are the worst woman ever. I hope you realize that you're talking about yourself there. What happened to you brainwashing your son into being a younger version of you? Because of you, your son was acting like a complete jackass, and it took a lot of work to get him back to the way a proper adult should act. I hope you understand just how much damage you did to him that won't be reversed easily. What are you going on about? When it comes to kids, they take after everything their parents tell them. You have no idea what you're talking about right now, you useless wife. You have no place to talk when it comes to the way I've raised my son. Then don't be upset by what's happened because of what you've done. The way you raised him is the exact reason why he wants to run away from you forever now. You understand that, right? You tried to make him the same exact person you are, and as a result of that, he's running away. That's because of you, Lily. You went and brainwashed my son into thinking I was the monster, and that's why he's leaving me. If he were to just keep doing things exactly the way I say to, he'd be happy right now. Give me back my son. I'm sorry, but he is not your toy. He's not your doll, he's not your puppet. So stop asking for me to give him back to you like he is such a thing. Brent has had to grow up living under your oppression, being harmed by everything you said and did to him. When something he did wasn't what you wanted, you'd blame him for it, even though it wasn't even inherently wrong. I sure did yell at him and blame him. Everyone knows that if a child does not do exactly as their parents ask, that they are in the wrong. And that's why when Brent wasn't able to get into the company you told him he had to get into, he started to blame himself for everything and quite literally tore himself apart. Yet even after that day of pain and suffering under his own mental strain, he continued to fight now and found himself work where he'd made quite a bit of money actually. But getting there was not easy for him because of all the trauma he's received from you. The inside of his head is always a war zone. However, we're not going to let that happen anymore, and that's why we made sure to put a lot of distance between you and us. That is not something you should be intervening in, though. That kid should be working at a far better company than the one he ended up in. Yet he started to date you, and things began to change with him, and that's why he failed to get into that company. It was all your fault. Believe whatever you'd like to, I guess. Just know that things did not end there for him, though. Once we got married, you only became more toxic and started to come over to our house and go through the fridge. You would complain about the things I made in front of him or to me over the phone, and then would throw things of mine away, eat them, or make your own dishes using the food I had bought. And it's not even like Brent liked the food you cooked for him anyway. What did you say? You've never once listened to anything your son has said to you, and that's why this will come as a shock. But Brent hates your cooking. And that's why when I said he liked his stir fry with less seasoning, I meant that. You have been a terrible mother, a toxic mother to the man, and it shows so clearly. I thought you would be shutting up and listening to me now, yet you keep on yapping. There's no way on God's green earth that my son hates my cooking. You're just saying all of this to try and get me to leave you both alone. No, actually, I'm not. Brent has said all of this himself. And by the way, another thing. The reason he and I haven't had any kids yet isn't because there's a problem with me. The doctor and therapist have told us that Brent's anxiety and stress has been the cause for our problem. What? But when it comes to the woman never becoming pregnant, it's always her fault, right? That way of thinking is about 100 years too old. Both Brent and I went in to see a doctor about this, and from the tests we had done, I was totally fertile and ready for a baby. But in Brent's case, there was a problem. And that problem most likely stems from him being so stressed all the time. Well, if that's the case, then he's only stressed because you are his wife and he hates you. And that's why I've been telling you to divorce him all this time. Well, actually, it's because you keep on talking like a prick. Right now, Brent is with me, looking at our conversation. But all he keeps saying under his breath is for you to shut up already. Brent is with you? I was just trying to call him, but he wouldn't pick up. I've been worried about him this whole time. Oh, Brent, you leave that witch right now and come back to your mother's side. He's laughing right now. He told me to tell you that from here on out, he's going to live his life instead of yours. Why would you say something like that, Brent? I've been raising you in such a strict manner for your sake. Yet after all that time spent helping you along, you're going to treat me like this? Oh, you can't be serious. All that time growing up under your care, Brent knew he couldn't do anything to resist you, and so he had to give in. But even giving in wasn't enough for you, so when he failed you, you made sure he knew that. And that's why he's no longer going to view you as anything more than a monster. If you really want your son to come back to you, then you need to fix the monster you've become first, and then ask him for forgiveness. Although that might not even be possible considering you've been that kind of creature all your life, and to that I just say forget about your son now. You were the one that pushed him away in your toxic ignorance and selfishness, and you will not be pulling him back. Shut the hell up! I am tired of this BS. Now come back here. I will not allow this. Understood. Please continue to cry about it then. Because no matter what you say to us, we are never coming back. We're going to start our new life together today, and that means Brent is going to start getting used to being my housewife. If you have a problem with that and want to complain, then come and find this house we bought outside of the U.S. Well, I'm sure you'll have all sorts of complaints, so you're going to find it very hard searching the whole entire globe in whatever life you have remaining. Somehow, after all of that, Jennifer had a change of heart and started to apologize and beg for Brent and I to come back. But her pleads for forgiveness did not faze either of us, and we told her to never ever contact us again. This did not completely stop her though, as we both kind of expected, and so she continued to send text after text and call after call to us both. So in the end, both Brent and I blocked her number and made sure to block her from viewing any of our social media accounts as well. As for myself and Brent, we had a whole new world surrounding the two of us that we needed to start our new life in. I am still working my same old job, of course, as that's how I got a visa to move out here. And now Brent is helping me with said job to make sure I keep with it. He's also gone and started his job of being the housewife, and so far he's been saying he really likes it. There's nothing that can really stress him out in the house, and when it comes to cooking, he's started to learn how to cook a lot more of the local foods in the country, since a lot of them seemed to be really tasty. I've got to say, I'm really happy that the both of us made this move, as it won't only keep that monster away from the both of us, but it will also culture us and slowly help heal my husband. A few weeks later, we did hear some more news about Jennifer and how she's been planning on moving into the new house with us. So she had her old place sold before she moved out. But because there was no house of ours for her to live in anymore, she was left with nothing and had to start from scratch. She tried to squat in her old house for a little while as the new owner was in the middle of getting ready to move in. But when he came inside to find her sleeping on the ground, he called the police and she had to wake up to them putting her into handcuffs. She screamed and cried and all that to not be taken away, but the cops said that they had to because she was illegally trespassing on the owner's property. She was only given a small fine of around $500 after that arrest. And once she was released, she really did have nothing more than a bag of clothing and the money she got by selling the house. However, instead of using any of that money to get herself a new place, she instead put it all into alcohol and gambling, and is starting to go to a completely new level of her life in hell. Honestly though, both Brent and I, we don't care at all that she's most likely going to be homeless for the rest of her life. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.